Hello everybody and welcome back to Tree of Tranquility. As promised, we are back on the 21st day of spring. And as you can see, my house is now upgraded. And what an upgrade it was. It didn't cost a lot, but Dale sure did a heck of a job, didn't he? We have like twice the amount of space. The crappy thing about when you upgrade a house is that it automatically puts away all of your furniture. Not your bed, not your diary, not the kitchen, but all of the quote-unquote optional stuff. So it put away my toolbox, and it put away my bookshelf, and it put away my calendar. So, annoyingly enough, you kind of have to replace all of that stuff if that stuff wants to be replaced or you want to replace it. I don't think I necessarily need the bookcase. I'm not really using it for anything. Obviously, I think I will, oops, wrong screen. I think I'll put it back up at some point, but really, the two important things are the toolbox and my calendar. And I'm just gonna put those right beside my bed so that I can look at them. And other than that, we really don't have a lot of other furniture to put out, so I need my toolbox. Yesterday I had a pretty successful day at the mine, and I actually found my first piece of copper, which is great. And at this point, I have 4 bars of iron, which means that I shouldn't need any more iron. I should be able to upgrade the fishing rod, the hoe, and my sickle when I get it. I'll still have a piece of iron that I can probably sell or something like that. And I went ahead yesterday and I also paid to have my axe upgraded to iron as well. And with that, I still have quite a large chunk of cash for me to spend tomorrow at the market. I've already gone ahead and done my watering for the day. I harvested my potatoes and my turnips. I'll have to go buy more if I'm able to today, assuming that the souffle farm isn't closed. Oh, you're here, great. We're having a flea market tomorrow at the town square. The flea market is held on the last Sunday of every month. That's important to remember. It starts at 9 a.m. You should come by and take a look. You might find a bargain or two. Well, it's odd that you stopped me in my tracks because you are just the man I want to talk to. I was coming into Waffletown to speak with Hamilton. As you can see, I've put him on my tracker, and I'm hoping that it's not too early for me to visit him at home, because he did say that he wouldn't talk to us about the clock tower unless we were at his house. Oh, the clock tower in the town square, that hasn't worked for about 10 years. And if you suggest that he fixes it, nothing will get done. You are the one that has to suggest that you will fix it to move ahead this dialogue. That would be great. I would love to do it myself, but I'm afraid my duties as mayor just keep distracting me. Oh man, Hamilton, what a busy guy you are. You don't believe me? See, I even carry the key to the clock tower on me. I keep it with me just in case I find myself with a free moment to fix it. So he's gonna give us the key to the clock tower. I'm counting on you now. Also, does anyone find it weird that he has just a framed picture of a cow on his desk? I do, but whatever, maybe that was like his pet cow or something. Also, he has a pretty swanky looking house. I mean, I guess he is the mayor, but I'm surprised. This is actually a pretty nice little house you've got here. I like your little fireplace, Hamilton. Anywho, okay, now that we have the key to the clock tower, let's go back to the clock tower. Now is the point where we can examine it like I was trying to do earlier. Now you can see that the check prompt will come up. So you need to check the clock tower with the key in hand. Looks like something is stuck here. And it's the right half of the quilt. Would you look at that? Little fairy harvest sprites make a special cake. If you water the beautiful flowers, the sleeping ones will wake. There's a note written in sloppy handwriting along with the quilt piece. To those who found this quilt, the harvest goddess is in trouble. Please help her. We're too weak. We're sleeping now. Wake us up. We're sleeping under beautiful flowers. Look near special trees. Harvest Sprite Alan. Alan's memo has been sent to the bookshelf. Well, that was a pretty easy fix, I must say. It would have taken Hamilton all of like a minute to fish out the quilt piece, but whatever. I heard the bell. Great job. Thank you very much. Here's your key back. Alright, so now, pretty much, it's completely up to us to go and talk to each of the Harvest Sprites. Some of them we can access at this moment, and some of them we cannot. So obviously, I think the most obvious choice here is to start with Darren. But before I do that, I want to go and speak to Gil and see if maybe he has something to say. I'm just curious to see if he'll comment on us finding the piece of the quilt. So, the right half of the quilt was stuck in the clock tower in the town square. I see. I had a feeling that the Harvest Sprites used the last of their strength to hide it. I hope you can find the Harvest Sprites. I have a feeling that's what you need to do next. Okay, so he did have something to say. Maybe if I talk to Hamilton or Dale again, they might have something to say too. I don't know. In any case, once you've gotten the next step and you learn that you have to go and talk to the Harvest Sprites, this is when all of the trees come in. Each of these trees with flowers underneath of them belong to a specific sprite. So what you can do is you can go up to the flower, take out your watering can, and you can water it. And this will put you in a cutscene with each of the sprites, and you can now talk to them. Ugh! Stop that! Darn, that's cold! What a rude awakening. I'm Darren. I'm the green Harvest Sprite. Sorry if I'm a little groggy. I feel like I was asleep for a long time. Well, I think you were, to be fair. So you see the Harvest Goddess has been appearing in your dreams? Oh no, I remember now. The Harvest Goddess is in trouble. You have to help her. So, of course, here now, we don't have any choice. We have to help her. Which we were gonna do anyways. Thank you so much. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Is there anything you need to know about? And then of course you get these kind of funny options and he'll basically tell you to knock it off and to be serious. So we'll ask how to restore the rainbows. Oh, that's right, the magical, wonderful rainbows. I have a recipe for one. Here you go, Nick.
Right.
And we got Darren's rainbow recipe. Ask me if you have any questions about the recipe. I hope I'll see you again soon. Good luck. And that's pretty much it for that. You can go and water the tree at any point that you want to talk to the Harvest Sprites. I'm gonna go ahead and talk to our other Harvest Sprite that we can access right now at this point in time. Should talk to Selena, I guess, as well. See, it's really weird because if you're playing as a male character, she's very standoffish and rude, but so far, speaking to her as a female, she hasn't really said anything standoffish and rude. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe she just doesn't like men, I don't know. But here's our second tree. So this is Ben. The Harvest Sprite Ben. I think his color is blue, maybe? We'll have to see when we get closer. So we'll water this and we'll talk to him. Now their dialogue for each of these Harvest Sprites is pretty much identical, so I'm not going to bother reading all of this. We're basically just here to get the recipes. I'm Ben, the blue Harvest Sprite. I've been asleep for a long time, haven't I? Indeed you have. You've been dreaming about the Harvest Goddess. And then he does the same thing that our friend Darren did, and he freaks out. Help the Harvest Goddess. Of course, we have no choice but to accept. I wish I could come along with you, but I've been too weak to travel since the mother tree died. I'm sorry. And then he'll ask if there's anything that he can do to help. Can I have a pot of gold? Well, I don't think he's got a pot of gold in his pocket, and he just said he can't follow us, so we'll ask the obvious question once again about the rainbows. And he will give us our recipe. So at the moment, these are the only two sprites that we are able to talk to. We're going to be able to access a third sprite very, very soon, but not quite yet. So let's go ahead and look at those recipes, shall we? If you want to access the recipes and you want to look at them, it's going to be under the Story Items tab in your menu, and you can see here that all of the sprites have their own recipe. So we can look at Darren's, and for this one we need a grilled yam, a carp, a good herb fish, a common seashell, and an apple. So his is actually one of the easiest ones to make because all of those things are relatively easy to find. The catch is that when you go to make the rainbow, you have to bring all of those ingredients with you. And so you have to sort of store them until the time comes when you can actually make the rainbow. But I have a feeling that his will probably be one of the first ones, if not the first one that we actually complete. And if we look at Ben's, he has a bunch of different ingredients: a grilled eggplant, a char, a green herb, a plain omelet, and a good tomato. Once again, his isn't terribly difficult to make either. So it's kind of nice because we're starting out with two of the easier ones to make, and as time goes on and we find the other three sprites, we'll be able to see the recipes for their rainbows. Some are more difficult than others, but it's a good idea to write these items down or look up where you can find them, or look at the requirements for them, because some of them are time sensitive. For example, you need a carp, which is a type of fish. Sometimes fish can only be caught in certain seasons. You need a yam, which can only be grown in fall. So it's a good idea just to get a good sort of game plan and to plan out what it is that you're going to find in what season, and if there's any alternate means of getting these items when possible. And so that's pretty much it for story once again. Now that we have the quilt pieces and we've talked to the sprites and we know exactly what it is that we have to do we really don't do much else in the story except for make the rainbows. And those rainbows are going to take quite a while to complete, so at this point, we're going to finish up the day, or I'll finish off the day on my own time. And then tomorrow we will be attending the monthly flea market. And there are a couple of items that we're going to be able to buy at the flea market for some of these rainbows. We definitely are going in with more than enough cash to buy what we need. And so I hope it's going to be a fun and productive day tomorrow. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.